Even trailing 6-1, not in the mood to give anything away.
Tells you something about Real Muto, too, and his competitive nature. He's not going to give away an at-bat.
This will be the 9th pitch of the sequence. And again, the 3-2 pitch. Fouled off again. Montero has showed him the splitter, the sinker, the fastball. I mean, everything in his arsenal. Just trying to get one by the swinging bat of Real Muto. Crowd into it, looking for one more strike. And the 3-2 lifted towards foul ground up into the second deck along the first baseline. And this battle between Real Muto and Montero now 10 pitches old. Montero ready to work again. Payoff pitch. In the air to center. Michael Harris is back. Michael's got a bead on it, and he squeezes it for the final out. And the Braves win 6-1 over the Phillies. It was a grand slam by Sean Murphy that gave the Braves the breathing room they were seeking. And what a great job on the mound by Spencer Schwellenbach, a career best 12 strikeouts. So the Braves even the series. Rubber game tomorrow. For the Phillies in the 9th, no runs, hits, or errors, none left. Final score, Braves 6, Phillies 1. Back with the totals after this.
Today's highlight is brought to you by Toyota. At home or on the road, they're never the underdog. Toyota, let's go places. Get 500 in.
Who has the team high 17. Making the first out of the game.
It's always been a thorn in the side against the Angels.
Next pitch, that's a grounder out of the reach of Moore. It's going to roll into right center. Stopping at second is the lead runner, Wood. A 2-out single for Lowe, and they have a pair on here with 2 outs. And Josh Bell, who drove in 3 runs for them last night, hit a homer. He will be the next batter.
Yep, 4 straight changeups, and that one he just was able to just squeak it through the infield. And where Christian Moore was playing, no chance to get that one.
Here's the pitch. And that one is taken by Bell for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Hendricks in his 7 home starts, 3-3 this season, 4.20 ERA. Pitched better at home than on the road this year. And there's a pitch in there for a called strike. Against the Nationals in his career, he's faced them quite a bit. 11 career starts. 4-3 record. Good ERA against Washington lifetime, 3.03. Next pitch. And this is lifted in the air on the left side of the infield. Back on the outfield grass, making the catch on that one is Rengifo, and he had to kind of lunge a little bit to his left at the last moment to make the grab, but the inning is over. Nationals will leave a pair on.
Hank Greenberg helped popularize the first baseman's mitt, holding a massive 13-inch pocketed glove. That was quickly banned, reducing the maximum size to 12 inches. Paul Richards also developed a black hole-sized catcher's mitt. This ginormous thing, measuring 42 inches in circumference, was known as Big Bertha, or the elephant, for its massive size. It was swiftly outlawed as well.
Don't just learn, they lead, create, and innovate. From day one, you'll have access to cutting-edge research, top-tier faculty, and real-world experience that sets you apart. Whether you're into science, business, arts, or a multitude of other areas, Chapman University helps you turn passion into purpose. Visit chapman.edu and see how far you can go.
Luis Rengifo will start it off. Angels ready to go. Bottom of the first inning with no score. And the first pitch, that's a liner in the left field. It's dropping quickly, trying to make a shoestring grab on that one. And coming away with that one is the left fielder, James Wood. Very nice play right there.
Really nice play. Once again, he's 6'7", and he pulls this one right off the grass. Just leans over, didn't lay out for it, just leans that big body down and able to pull that one up. Really nice play.
Yeah, that ball gets by him. That could have been all sorts of trouble. So one quick out, and here is Shonwell at the plate. And here's the pitch. That one a little bit low and inside, ball one. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Michael Soroka, a former All-Star. You have to go back 6 seasons ago, 2019, when he was with the Braves. And he's a guy that's had right Achilles surgery twice. And mentioning that, I think it was either yesterday or today. It might have been yesterday. Griffin Canning, who ruptured his Achilles, had surgery. He's with the Mets, and he was pitching pretty well. He got off to a great start for them. Kind of tailed off a little bit, but he's out for the remainder of the season, it would appear. Here's the pitch, and that one's fouled off. Achilles heel surgery can be a career-threatening injury.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
And for Griffin Canning, it was so innocent. I did see that. It's after he threw a pitch, and he just took a little step towards the third base side, and that's where it happened.
Yeah, that was very unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
He was one of the mainstays in the Mets rotation. They had a lot of injuries in the rotation beginning of the year. There's the pitch that's low and away on Shonwell. 3-2 is the count. Soroka is from Canada. Always been a guy known as a strike thrower. Gets a lot of ground outs.
Really good breaking ball.
Next pitch. This is a grounder hit near second. Backhanded there by the second baseman, Garcia. He will easily throw out Shonwell. 2 up, 2 down. Mike Trout will be the next batter. Bottom of the first inning. It's presented tonight by Foundation Building Materials, the official jersey partner of Angels Baseball. And this copyrighted broadcast, presented by authority of Angels Baseball, may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball. Trout drove in a run last night. He was 1 for 4, and he takes that one for a called strike. Soroka set and the pitch. A little high and away with that one. That was a fastball at 93.
His fastball is going to sit 93, 96, topped out this year at 97. 4-seam fastball, the slurve that he throws, sinker, changeup, slider.
That pitch a little bit low. Or wasn't. Oh, that's called a strike. 1-2 is the count.
And that he has got a really good break ball. And it's a slurvy-ish type thing, so it's a hybrid between a curveball and a slider.
Here's the 1-2 on Trout. Swings at it, fouls it back behind the plate. Soroka, as a result of the Achilles injuries and the 2 surgeries, did not play at all in the 2021 and 2022 seasons. 27 years old. The pitch, that's inside. That almost got Trout. He was out of the batter's box there. It's a 2-2 count.
Yeah, Soroka's hit 8 guys this year, and he will pitch inside.
And here comes the 2-2. Trout lays off that one. Say he was holding on the check swing.
He's coming off a really good start against the Dodgers. In fact, he took a perfect game into the 5th inning. 2 outs in the 5th, gave up a double for the first hit. And it all fell apart in the 6th inning. He left the game. He was up 3-0 with the bases loaded, and they ended up getting beat by the Dodgers 7-3.
Trout chases that fastball on the 3-2, misses it, struck him out, and the Angels have a quiet bottom of the first.
Do you see yourself maybe one day after baseball, like maybe food critic, food writer?
I would love to do that. That's the plan. I've been doing it ever since I was in the big leagues. It's just fun. It's fun to interact with people, like the fans, because a lot of my followers are baseball fans. So it's nice to interact with them on a topic that's not baseball. A lot of people seem to rally around that. I mean, who doesn't love good food?
What is it about baseball cards that make them so special? Why do you enjoy doing that?
Well, the biggest thing is I started collecting when I was a kid. O-Pee-Chee was a Canadian hockey league, and then the Canadian football. But I didn't start in the U.S. until I had signed professionally as a ball player. And when I got my first rookie card, and I've got it here with me.
Let's take a peek at that.
1966 with Billy Sorrell.
Gryffindor, Hufflepuff, Ravenclaw, or Slytherin, you can enjoy a Hogwarts House t-shirt and a seat to the game with your purchase of a Harry Potter themed ticket package. Visit angels.com/Harry Potter to get your seats today.
Brady House is the first batter for the Nationals. We get set for inning number 2. Scoreless at the Big A, and the pitch. First one taken for a called strike. Came in with a sinker, did Kyle Hendricks. Hendricks pitched out of some mild trouble in the first inning. Nationals had a pair of hits but didn't score. 0-1 delivery. And that's right in there again. A called strike, same pitch, same result. Sinker. 0-2.
Yeah, all 5 hitters that stepped up to home plate, their final pitch was a changeup. The 3 outs. The 2 hits.
Here's the 2-strike pitch. That's low and away. That was a changeup. 1-2. House had 2 hits last night. Drove in a pair of runs. Began the year in AAA. Been playing regularly lately. And the pitch. And he swings at that one and lifts that one foul. That's going to get backing out of play.
Yeah, opponents this year hitting just .214 against Hendricks' changeup. And he will use that hard and heavy against this young, aggressive Nationals team.
Here's one that's fouled back behind the plate. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2 delivery. Late on the swing. It's fouled up on the right side. Backing out of play. This top of the second presented tonight by Hyatt Vacation Club. Enjoy a 4-day, 3-night resort getaway from 6 beautiful locations. Just call 866-440-8783 to learn more. Again, the 1-2 delivery fouled straight back behind the plate off the screen.
And he's just reading the swings right here. House is late on all these fastballs. That lets you know he's sitting on that changeup. That fastball, 87, 88.
1-2 pitch, and he tried to pick at that outside corner, just missed. Close pitch with 2 strikes. Good eye by House. 2-2 is the count. And that last one was another changeup. Here's the pitch. That's lifted in the air into center field. Adele comes in. Routine play. Makes the catch in shallow center. That went off the end of the bat a bit, and that's the first out.
That was another changeup. He showed him a changeup on the outside part of the plate. That time, Ohapi set up on the inside corner. They wanted that changeup in. It's the out.
Batter now is Dalen Lyle. He's a lefty batter, and he takes that pitch for a called strike. For the ball game tonight, we had a moment of silence here at the Big A. It was announced earlier today that former major leaguer Dave Parker passed away.
Yep.
Probably most remembered for his days with the Pittsburgh Pirates. But he did play for the Angels in 1991, and you were on that club.
I played with Dave Parker, yeah. And he actually coached here also.
Here comes the 1-1. That's fouled off to our left. That's going to get back to the club level.
He was funny. Boy, he was funny. Quick wit. And in 1991, when he played here, we had the biggest team in baseball. We had Parker, Dave Winfield.
Next delivery, and that's a comebacker to the mound. It's stopped there by Hendricks, and he retires Lyle for the second out. Rolls it sharply.
Yeah, this is a fastball. One hopper right back to Kyle Hendricks. Fields his position, gets the out. Dave Parker, Dave Winfield, Lance Parrish, Chuck Finley. Nobody wanted to fight us. It's like, you don't want to fight this team.
Here's Riley Adams at the plate. He's their catcher again tonight, and he's taking that's in there. Dave Parker, a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
And he also was a guy who made 7 All-Star teams during his career. Pitch miss for a ball. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Here comes the next pitch. That's a little bit low and away. 2 balls and 1 strike.
He had Parkinson's also. That's what eventually got him.
Yeah. There's a pitch on the outside corner. That's a called strike. Let's pause for station identification on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
AM 830, KLAA, Orange County, Los Angeles, and Inland Empire.
Hendricks is ready with 2 outs, no one on, the 2-2, and that's a little pop past the second base bag, and it's going to roll on out to Joe Adell. That is going to be a 2-out hit. So Adams, who had 2 hits last night, he is on, and the 9-hole hitter, Jacob Young, will step to the plate.
He came into the game last night with just 2 hits in the entire month. He had a pair of hits last night, starts off tonight with a hit.
Yeah, he went into last night's game 2 for his last 43, did Adams. There's a pitch in there for a called strike. Jacob Young had 2 hits last night out of the 9-hole. He drove in 3 runs, and he chases and misses that one. And the count jumps to no balls, 2 strikes.
Talked about Dave Parker as a Hall of Famer. He was inducted this offseason, so his ceremony was going to be here in July. And unfortunately passed away today.
Yep. Here's the pitch, and that's right down the heart of the plate. Got him looking, and that's how the inning will end. First strikeout tonight for Kyle Hendricks. And we will get ready to move to the bottom of the second. Angels will have Ward, Dell, and Ohapi scheduled. We're scoreless at the moment. Bottom of the second we go on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
Angels fans, there are more ways than...
Sometimes artifacts in the collection of the Hall of Fame can tell multiple stories. This is the earliest known Yankees baseball cap in existence. It tells a story of a very early baseball cap and of a guy who just had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. But there's actually a hidden story inside this cap. There's another name written in the cap. So So who's Dolan?
As we begin the bottom of the second, scoreless at the moment. First pitch, a little bit inside, and misses for a ball. Ward was 1 for 5 last night with a homer. Angels had 3 home runs last night, but still lost the game. And there's one that's chopped foul over on the left side.
Yeah, the Angels did so many things right offensively. It's one of those hiccup games. And again, that's one of those games you got to try to outslug your opponent, but they just kept scoring. We talked about the last 6 innings. They put runs on the board.
And there's a pitch that comes in, and it gets a piece of Taylor Ward hit by the pitch. So Ward will trot to first base. Appears to be fine.
Yeah, it hit him on the elbow pad. You could hear that. And once again, that is the 9th batter that Soroka has hit.
Batter now is Joe Adell. Adell had a couple hits, including a homer last night, and the pitch. He takes that one for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Adell has had 12 homers in his last 25 games. He's had 11 homers this month. And here's the pitch. That one's low and outside. And of his last 24 hits, that's the one that just blows my mind. Last 24 hits, 12 of them have been homers.
The 11 home runs here in the month of June. He's tied with Juan Soto.
Here's the pitch. And he swings at this one and lifts it foul on the right side. That's going to push back out of play. Right behind the Nationals dugout, back to the seats. Bottom of the second inning, we are scoreless here at Angel Stadium. The bottom of the second, it's brought to you by Coors Light. Coors Light, choose chill. So 2-1 is the count on Adell. Oh, Hoppy's waiting on deck. Here's the pitch, and it's inside on Joe Adell. That was close. He ends up moving out of the batter's circle, getting away from that pitch. Soroka's coming in high and tight.
Yeah, it's come in hard on Trout, hit Ward, and this one just misses Joe Adell.
So Adell moving back in the batter's box, taps the bat on the plate, takes a few swings below his knees, now has the bat ready, and he awaits the next pitch. Here it comes. He chases and misses that one. Full count, 3-2 on Adell. Joe Adell has a 9-game hitting streak coming into the action. His season average now at .234, 18 homers. Ties him for 5th in the league. He had 20 a year ago. He's on pace to have 36 homers this year. And swings at this one and lines it out of the reach of the shortstop. That's going to roll on into left center. Headed for third is the lead runner, and getting there easily will be Ward. And the Angels have something brewing. Adell keeps that hitting streak going. A 10-gamer now. Runners at the corners for O'Hoppy.
Well, C.J. Abrams almost picks this ball. This ball is squared up by Joe Adell. And I think it's almost by him by the time he leaps up. It might have hit off his glove. And once again, nice play by James Wood out there in left field. I thought that was a double once it got over the glove of Abrams at short. He got that ball back in quickly.
Here's old Hoppy. He had a 2-hit night last night. Hit gives the Angels the lead. Here's the pitch. And that's outside. It misses. That was that breaking ball, the slurve that he likes to throw.
Yeah, opponents are hitting 123 against that pitch.
Counts 1 ball, no strikes, and the next delivery, that's a little bit outside. A few years ago, especially when Soroka was with the Braves, everybody talked about what a great curveball he has. Now the curveball is kind of morphed into the slurve.
Yep. And what that means is the vertical is a curveball. Just think of a clock, 12-6. That's curveball range.
Here's one chopped to short. This could be 2. Flip to second, relay over to first base, and that is in time. But on it, the Angels will get a run on the double play ball. So the Halos on the board. It's 1-0.
And the slurve is a little, not just the vertical, it's got the horizontal movement, more like a slider. So it's just a morph between a curveball and a slider.
Yep.
Angels' first run is presented by Del Taco.
Next batter at the plate, Lamont Wade Jr. He takes that for a called strike. Wade was one of the 2 hitters in the lineup last night that did not get a hit for the Angels. And those were the only 2 hitters in the entire game without a hit. Wade's hitting 167 overall between the Angels and the Giants, who he began the season with. Takes that one low. And ever since Jorge Soler went on the injured list, Wade's getting a lot of playing time right now. Pretty much becoming a fixture, at least for the time being, in right field. Swings at the next pitch and hits one right towards the center fielder, Jacob Young. He's in medium center. He'll make the catch on that one. That's an easy play, and the inning is over. Angels get a run, have a 1-0 lead. We get ready to go to...
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
And proud partner of Angels Baseball.
Top of the batting order for the Nationals. Their shortstop, leadoff man C.J. Abrams at the plate. It's 1-0 Angels. We get the third going. First pitch low and outside for a ball. The top of the third, presented by Modelo, brewed with the finest ingredients for a taste that's pure gold. The 1-0. And that's a little low and inside. Ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. We'll have this date in Angels history coming up in just a moment. It's brought to you by Sports Illustrated Tickets. 50 million sports concert and theater tickets. Same seats, better prices. Visit SITickets.com today. And the 2-0 right in there for a called strike. Abrams flied out to right his first time up.
Kyle Hendricks ended that bottom of or top of the second with a strikeout. First strikeout by an Angels pitcher, presented by Circle K.
Here's the next one. That's lifted foul on the left side. Mention this date in Angels history, June the 28th, 2008. 17 years ago, the Angels dropped a 1-0 ball game against the Dodgers at Dodger Stadium, despite the fact that the Dodgers never got a hit in that ball game. There's a 2-2 pitch that's taken, a sinker in there, and out looking is C.J. Abrams. That's out number 1, strikeout number 2. In that ball game 17 years ago, Angels and Dodgers, Jared Weaver went 6 innings. He gave up an unearned run, did not allow any hits. And then Jose Arenado pitched the final 2 innings. The Dodgers, as it turned out, didn't have to bat in the bottom of the 9th. And they won the game despite getting no hit. It wasn't an official no-hitter, but they still never got a hit and won that game 1-0. Here's the 0-1 on James Wood. Bounced under the glove of Hendrick, but fielding it behind second and throwing to first is Kevin Newman for the second out. 2 quick outs.
It's kind of good that Hendricks didn't get a glove on it and deflect it. This ball's right up the middle, and Kevin Newman was playing right up the middle. James Wood can fly. He was hustling down that first base, and he got thrown out by a step on a routine play.
Here's the pitch, and this is popped in the air. A lot of people chasing behind the mound. Renjifo's going to call everyone off. The Angels' third baseman makes the catch on the grass just directly behind the mound, and that is how the inning will end. So a quick, quiet inning.
You save. Price Match applies the same item, current price at qualifying retailers. Exclusions and terms apply. Learn how we'll match price at Lowe's.com/lowest price guarantee.
Christian Moore leads off the Angels' bottom of the 3rd inning, and the first pitch misses for ball 1. That was a fastball from Michael Soroka. Here's the next pitch, and that's on the outside corner for a called strike. 1-1 is the count. Soroka last year when he was with the White Sox, he was in their rotation, and then eventually, it was back in May of last year, they put him in the bullpen, and he ended up with an 0-10 record last year. Nationals signed him to a 1-year deal. 2-1 is the count. Next one, that's inside, and that moves Christian Moore off the plate. Soroka is not afraid to come inside.
No, he is not.
And here's the 3-1 pitch. That one caught the outside corner. That was a fastball at 94. Full count, 3-2.
Talked about that last start he had against the Dodgers, that he only gave up 2 hits in 5 1/3. Had a career high 10 strikeouts in that game.
Been really good against right-handed batters this season. They're hitting 169 against him, and he's going to polish off Christian Moore right there, the right-handed hitter. He swings and misses that fastball, struck him out. 1 away. The strikeout is the second in the ballgame for Soroka, and here's the 9-hole hitter, Kevin Newman. Newman was 0 for 3 last night with a run batted in. First pitch takes it on the outside corner. The bottom of the 3rd inning. Angels have 1 run on 1 hit. Nationals no runs, 3 hits. The bottom of the 3rd, presented by OG's Pizza. There's one that's tapped foul, rolls over by the Nationals dugout on the first base side.
Talked about he's hit 9 guys this season, but he has really good command. 2.3 walks per 9. It's only walked 14 guys in 53 1/3.
Infield spread apart, backed up. Here's the pitch, and that one had Newman moving off the plate right there, and that pitch ends up catching the corner, and he is out looking. Struck him out.
That's what you don't want that on your resume. You're going to erase this tape as soon as you get inside. This is what Bert Blyleven used to do to hitters, where he'd start that curveball at them, and they would just buckle and head the other direction, think they're going to get hit, and that ball has plenty of spin to catch the inside part of the plate.
Rengifo will be the batter. And he was taking some time getting set in the batter's box and tossed a little protective gear over towards the Angels dugout.
Yeah, Blyleven used to have that knee buckler. And probably the best curveball in baseball.
There's the pitch on its way. That's right in there for a called strike.
I'm sure everybody will say Sandy Koufax, which I think I'll probably have to go there too. Yep. But Bert's was elite.
Here's the next pitch, and that one's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike is the count. Rengifo is our player to watch, presented by Kettle One Vodka. He had a 2-hit night last night. Came into the action hitting .224. Takes another one, and that's in there, and he's quickly behind. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rengifo lined out to James Wood, who made a nice play on a sinking liner to start off the Angels' first inning. Here's the next delivery, and that's a breaking ball there that just missed a little low. 2-2 on Rengifo.
Soroka's a big guy, 6'5", 250.
The 2-2, and that's low and in. Full count on Rengifo. Angels got a run last inning. Had leadoff man in the inning, Taylor Ward, get hit by a pitch and a single by Adele, and that put runners at the corners. And then O'Hoppe hit into a double play, and that scored Ward from third. Here's the next one on Rengifo, and that's high and away. That was a fastball, misses ball 4. Inning still alive, and Shotwell will be the next hitter.
Angels' first walk is presented by Johnny Walker. Keep walking. Soroka in this last start, he ended up hitting Freddie Freeman on his back foot, and he also hit Tommy Edman on the back foot, but Tommy Edman swung at the pitch and it hit him.
Here's the pitch, and this is popped on the left side of the infield. Calling for it now, going back on the outfield grass and making the catch on that one is the shortstop C.J. Abrams. He ended up going about 10 feet back after kind of hovering on the dirt for a while. 10 feet back on the grass.
Oppo Taco.
I'm going to guess it's an opposite field, upper deck, maybe something like a...
Yeah, home run to the opposite field. You got it.
This is a good one, a hack.
I don't know. I mean, is it the same as like the layman's term hack, like a bad chef?
You've guessed correctly.
Okay.
Someone's a hack, someone that's just nailing it in.
Yeah.
They're not putting their heart into it.
Sometimes artifacts in the collection of the Hall of Fame could tell multiple stories. This is the earliest known Yankees baseball cap in existence. It tells a story of a very early baseball cap and of a guy who just had a cup of coffee in the big leagues. But there's actually a hidden story inside this cap. There's another name written in the cap. So who's Dolan?
Yeah, mine was a tops now as well. I hit my first walk-off last year against the Mets.
Jacob Young, Nationals win! Now he's got his first walk-off big league hit.
Dad had bought a stack of them, and I was like, I think we can get these results, but he went ahead and bought a stack for himself.
Like business cards. There you go.
But it was awesome just to have that moment and have everyone so excited to have a picture of you is a fun moment.
The 27. Visit the Gate 5 Courtyard for fun activities and stay for Kids Run the Bases. For a full list of family Sundays presented by Yakult Probiotic Drink, visit angels.com/promotions.
Nathaniel Lowe will lead off things for the Nationals. We start the fourth inning, and he takes the first pitch, a sinker in there for a called strike. Lowe has a hit so far in this ball game. Had 3 last night. And here's the pitch. Swings at it, fouls it off to our left. That's going to get to the lower view level, and someone couldn't hold on, and it drops down to the club level. The young man brought his glove and caught it on the rebound. Here comes the next pitch. That's a little bit outside. Top of the fourth inning. It's being brought to you by Kettle One Vodka. Smooth tasting and made to cocktail. 1-2 pitch. It's fouled back to the screen. Staying alive is Nathaniel Lowe.
You look at Kyle Hendricks' last start against the Astros. He actually took a 2-0 lead into the fifth. Gave up a couple of solo shots to Debon and Pena, and then a big 2-out error.
Here's one lined over the mound and over the second base bag. It's going to drop into center field, and Lowe has another hit. Leadoff single. Josh Bell will be the next batter.
They ended up giving up 5 runs in the fifth. And they was the huge error by Rengifo that allowed 3 more to come around to score.
Bell awaits the first pitch. He's a switch hitter. He bats from the left side against the Angels right-hander and takes that one for ball 1. Josh Bell has been an all-star in the past. Have to go back to the 2019 season. Here's the next delivery, and that's a pitch he ends up taking. Josh Bell's a big guy, goes 6'4". He's close to 260 pounds. Here's the delivery, and he takes that one. It caught the inside corner. That's a called strike.
That's for Kyle Hendricks. Slices and dices that inside part of the plate. Logan O'Hoppe sets the target. Kyle Hendricks has the ability to just throw it right where that target is.
Here's the next delivery. That's a shot into center field. Adele going a few steps to his right makes the catch in medium left center. That'll be the first out.
I was looking at Nathaniel Lowe's career numbers against the Angels. 280 career hitter against the Angels, 11 home runs and 36 RBIs. Seems like he has always hit the Angels well.
Brady House is the next batter. Right-handed hitter, and the first pitch on him, he takes it for ball 1. House flied out to Joe Adele's first time up. Angels have just 1 hit, have been out hit 4-1, but lead it 1-0. Here's the pitch, and that is in there on the outside corner. That's a called strike. Day game tomorrow will wrap up this homestand, the 9-game homestand. The Angels are 4-3 during this homestand. Jack Kohanowitz against Mitchell Parker. Parker's a lefty who will face the Angels tomorrow. There's a pitch in there, a called strike on House. 1-2 is the count. Angels have the middle infield at double play depth. Here's the next pitch, low and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. A lot of games were played this afternoon around Major League Baseball. And here's the next pitch. That's a swing and a miss. Down on a sinker goes House. Struck him out. Out number 2 in the inning. And in the strikeout department, that's number 3 in the game for Hendricks.
And his strikeouts, this is a good pitch right here on that inside part of the plate. 46% of his strikeouts come with the fastball, and it's on that inside part of the plate.
Here's the pitch, and that's taken for a called strike by Dalen Lyle.
And all three of his strikeouts tonight have all been on that inside part.
Next delivery, and that's a little bit low. Counts even. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. The Cubs beat up on the Astros today in Houston. The final was 12-3 Chicago. Here's the next pitch. It's a fly ball that's lifted out to center field. Joe Adell has to get back near the rim of the track to gather that one in. Fairly routine play, although it was hit deep. The inning is over. A couple of putouts for Adell. They got the leadoff single.
Some overnight oats right before the game. My teammates look at me like, what are you doing, dude?
My mom's cooking, probably. She makes some good. She's got a tuna fish casserole. That's pretty good.
I went 5 for 5. I need to eat the same thing. Last time, Saturday, I ate arepa with eggs. And then next day, I got to eat arepa with eggs. So my mom make it for me. And then when my mom is with me,
everything's good.
I save a lot of money.
Estamos lindos.
So this is MLB Network Talent Stars.
Okay.
The stars of MLB Network. Can I trade a pack of these for a signed Lauren Shahadi card?
How about we do a little bit of both? Money, a little trade.
Will you open it up and see if you like it?
They're really nice.
If I sign it, does that equal the Lauren Shahadi 20?
All right.
Do we have a good trade?
We have a good trade. Thank you so much. That was fun.
Nice doing business with you.
And get tickets starting at $11 per seat. Call 714-4ANGELS or visit angels.com/group for more.
Angels ready to bat. Bottom of the 4th we go. Halos up 1-0. First batter for the Angels will be Mike Trout. He went down swinging his first time up and takes a breaking ball there for a called strike. That was the slurve from Soroka. Here's the next pitch. That's a chase and a miss, and Trout is quickly in the hole. It's 0-2. This is the final game standing around Major League Baseball right now. Everything else in the books.
Wow.
Might have a little bigger national audience for this game. What do you think?
Welcome.
Welcome, friends. Here's the pitch, and Trout takes that one a little bit low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 4th being brought to you by JAE Electronics, technology to inspire innovation. 1-2 on Trout. Tried to get him to chase that fastball. Was blown away at 95. 2-2 the count. Mike Trout is part of the Power of the Lineup, presented by Just Ingredients, real food, better health. The 2-2 swings at it, fouls it off to our right, back it out of play.
These are the innings where Michael Soroka's really had some problems. Innings 1 through 3, a 2.70 ERA. Innings 4 through 6, an 8.10.
Here's the 2-2 again. Trout swings at this one, lifts it in the air, but it's not very deep at all in right field. In fact, coming in quite a bit, making the catch on that one in shallow right is Dalen Lyle. That's out number 1, and Taylor Ward, who has scored the only run so far in this game, he will be the next batter. Had a beach ball get loose. That was actually behind Lyle as he was running in to make the catch. The beach ball was kind of following him, shallow right. And here's the pitch on the outside corner. That's a called strike. Nice crowd tonight here at the Big A. We have the fireworks show right after the ball game. There's a breaking ball right there taken, and that missed inside 1-1.
Yeah, he hit Taylor Ward on that elbow pad, his first at bat, and has thrown him 2 of the slurves right at Taylor Ward.
Next pitch, that's a chase and a miss. Gave him the hard stuff there, the fastball at 94. It's a 1-2 count. Here's Soroka's next delivery. He doesn't waste much time out there on the mound, and that pitch is low and outside. Soroka's last 3 starts, 0-2 record, 5.51 ERA. Look good so far tonight. The pitch, and that's a chase and a miss, and he threw it by Ward. An elevated fastball struck him out. That's out number 2. Joe Adell will be the next batter.
He set that up perfectly with those curveballs early in this at bat on that inside part of the plate, and then finishes him off with fastball up and out of the zone.
Joe Adell was bumped up to the 5-hole last night. We mentioned the Angels are using the identical lineup tonight that they used last night. First one was in there on Adell, and here's the 0-1. Swings at it, pops it up foul over on the first base side, but that's going to get back out of play. 0-2 on Joe Adell. Beach balls everywhere.
Right in front of us. He's trying to hit it.
Yeah, someone dropped one down from the view level just above. The 2-strike delivery, that's high. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that is by design. That not as high as he wanted it, but in that inside part, that sets up the slurve once again. Start that slurve right at him.
Next delivery, and that one is low.
There's a reason he's hit 9 guys, is he's trying to really establish that fastball in, and that sets up that outside, opens up the outside part of the plate for his breaking ball.
Adell taking that one low and outside. Talk about Adell. He's had 11 homers this month. Shohei Ohtani in the 2023 season in June of that year, he had 15 home runs in June. Wow. 3-2 pitch. Chopped on a big hop over on the right side. The second baseman has it. The throw is just in time as Garcia will get the throw over to low, and they retire Adell, and the Angels end up going down 1-2-3. Quiet bottom of the 4th. We're headed to the 5th inning. It's 1-0 Angels on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
Managing your well-being through a mobile app can be a hit right when you need it most.
To see all this excitement around what I love to do growing up, it's crazy.
What's your favorite thing about this whole event so far?
The fusion of sports, entertainment, and cards.
That's awesome.
Because to me, cards have always been entertainment.
Mexico to Southern California. Salud.
you go to inning number 5 here at the Big A. First batter up is Riley Adams, the catcher this evening for the Nationals. He got a hit his first time up. Ready is Kyle Hendricks' first pitch, and he comes in with a curveball, a slow curve at that, 71 miles per hour for a called strike.
And that's the average speed for his curveball, 71.
0-1 pitch. That's another one in there, and that was a changeup at 78. So Riley Adams asked for time, backs out of the box to collect his thoughts. He's quickly in the hole, 0-2.
Yeah, the curveball is the one that's really been hit hard against Kyle Hendricks this year. Opponent's hitting .526 against his curveball.
Next delivery, that's low and outside, another changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And here's the pitch. That's cut on and fouled back behind the plate.
After showing him curveball, 2 changeups, that fastball there at 87 just looks like 97.
Hendricks with a new baseball, the 1-2. He came in with a changeup, a little bit inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Infielders spread apart a bit, and here's the next pitch, and that is a swing and a miss. That's a sinker that Adams went after, and he is a strikeout victim.
4th strikeout in the game for Kyle Hendricks.
He's had the Nationals baffled so far.
And you kind of had a feel that this could be in play, and it all boiled down to the command of the fastball. If he's able to command it, this is, again, a young, aggressive, swinging team.
Pitch on its way. This is lifted in the air right to Joe Adell. Doesn't have to move at all in medium center. He makes the catch on that one, and that is the second out. Top of the 5th inning. It's presented by your Southern California Toyota dealers. See on our monitor, Angels TV has been showing Matt Holliday, former major leaguer, and his young son Ethan Holliday, who many people think is going to be one of the first couple picks in the draft. Here's one that's lifted high and hit deep out into left center field, and that ball is gone. Boy, C.J. Abrams on the first pitch there with 2 outs in the inning. Hits one out, and just like that, this game is tied up. That's his 12th home run of the year. 1-1 the score.
Really good at bat. This is a sinker. He stays right on it and just allows it to arrive and then barrels it up. Joe Adell tracking it, runs out of room.
400 feet, the tail of the tape on that one. So we're tied at 1, and James Wood will be the next batter. It's the 15th home run that Hendricks has allowed this season.
Does Matt Holliday have any more kids?
That's a good question, because they're all turning into very highly talented.
Yes, first picks in the draft.
Yep, exactly right. There's a swing and a miss. Angels have the 2nd pick overall in the draft, so if Ethan Holliday is on the board when the Angels have that 2nd pick, they might decide on him. A lot of people don't think he's going to last to the 2nd pick, though. There's a pitch that is chased and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count.
You draft 1, 2, 3. Those could be organizational changing players.
Oh, yeah. Next delivery, that is a called 3rd strike, and that was a fastball taken at the knees by the batter James Wood, and that's how the inning will end. A couple of strikeouts in the inning, but the home run as well. We're tied at 1. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th on Angels Radio, also available on.
Today the world smiles at Celebra tú también con Betcris.
For Angels.
Logan O'Hoppe, the first batter for the Angels, and the first pitch, he takes it for ball one. 1 ball, no strikes. Angels have O'Hoppe, Wade, and Moore scheduled, and that's a pitch a little bit low. Angels with just 1 hit in the game, and that did not bring in the run. It was actually scored on a double play ball. Here's the next pitch in there for a called strike. Bottom of the 5th inning. It is sponsored by Del Taco.
Again, Soroka's not overpowering, but he's spotting it really well here tonight.
There's one that's lifted foul on the right side. That's going to get back to the club level out of play.
He's definitely been in the Angels hitters' heads as far as pounding inside. They're all very well aware of it right now, and that plays into the secondary stuff.
Next pitch, that's fouled off. Back to the screen behind home. Counts even, 2-2. Last half inning when the Nationals were batting the top of the 5th, it was presented by your Southern California Toyota dealers. And here's the next pitch. This is popped foul on the first base side. It's playable, coming in under, making the catch. The first baseman Lowe. He made that catch not all that far from the Nationals on deck circle. So 1 away. Soroka has retired the last 5 in a row and 8 of the last 9.
Another good fastball in. 94 in, just jams O'Hoppe. And there's not a lot of guys that pitch like that.
There's a pitch taken for a called strike. Yeah, I can't recall anyone pitching this much inside against the Angels all season.
I agree.
Yeah.
They've had uncomfortable at-bats.
No doubt. That's outside, and it's a 1-1 count.
And I watched this last start against the Dodgers. He did the same thing to those guys. He was pushing them off the plate. Career-high 10 strikeouts.
Pitch fouled off on the left side. That's going to get back and out of play.
Yeah, you've got to do your work. We're seeing it with Kyle Hendricks. Kyle Hendricks is pitching it with 86 to 88 on that inside part of the plate, and he's able to just do enough inside that makes his changeup that much more effective.
1-2 pitch, that's inside. 2-2.
You got to be able to throw strikes with it, and that's what Soroka's been able to do.
He's ready. Here's the next pitch, and that's outside. We talked about him earlier tonight. 2 Achilles surgeries, and he was out of commission for 2 years as a result.
You said it's that right leg too, huh?
Yep. And here's one that's popped in the air. Very shallow right center. The second baseman's on the outfield grass, and he'll make the catch on that one. That's Luis Garcia. That's out number 2.
Another fastball in. That one 93. Just in and out that not much you could do. Yeah, and obviously that's his push leg.
Yeah, the right-hander. Batter now is Christian Moore, and he took a big cut at that pitch and comes up empty for strike 1. No balls and 1 strike. Here's the next pitch, and that's a called strike. Oh, 2 is the count. here comes the 2-strike delivery. That's a swing and a miss, and down on strikes goes Moore. Got him on a fastball that was outside. The inning is over. Angels have another quiet inning. We're going to move on to the 6th inning in a 1-1 game on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
Attention pro contractors and builders.
We wanted to introduce something new. And then working in some of our past and what the past can look like in the future. I think our players absolutely love it, and our fans, we think they'll learn to love it, especially if you can win in it. You know, that kind of solves everything.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do it like brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
Going to go to the bullpen, and so Jose Fermin, who was just activated today, just rejoined the Angels. We saw him a little bit earlier. He will take over for Kyle Hendricks, so not sure about the quick hook right there, but Hendricks no longer in the ballgame. He threw 74 pitches, 56 for strikes, and he worked a total of 5 innings tonight, gave up 5 hits, a run. It was earned. He did not walk any. And in the strikeout department tonight, he struck out 5. He also gave up the home run. Counts 1 ball, 1 strike on Luis Garcia. Here's the next pitch. That's a little bit low at AAA Salt Lake. Fermin was in 5 games, pitched just 5 1/3 innings, and had a 3.38 ERA. Here's his next pitch, and that is a wave and a miss, and the count's level. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm with you. That's a really quick hook.
This is Fermin's 11th appearance with the Angels. No wins, no losses, 4.82 earned run average.
Unless there's something wrong with Kyle Hendricks that we don't know about.
We'll see if there's any word relayed to us.
Yeah. Other than the home run to Abrams, and I know 3rd time through the order, they don't like it. But you have to have the eyeball test. And there was nothing that was...
There's a slider there on the 3-2, and spinning around, missing that pitch is Garcia. Struck him out, went away.
Yeah, I didn't see anything that I thought was screaming that he needed to come out of the game.
Yep. Here's Nathaniel Lowe set to bat. Here's the pitch on its way. And the first one misses for ball 1.
Good fastball there at 98.
Angels call to the bullpen here in this 6th inning, brought to you by Cox Mobile, the smart way to mobile. Next pitch misses ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes, and that sinker was at 97. Here's the delivery. Popped up left side of the infield. Let's see who's going to call for it. It looks like it's going to be Rengifo, and he will make the catch on the dirt. Easy out. 2 are gone in the inning. Mentioned Fermin just rejoining the Angels today, and the Angels opened up a spot on the roster by designating for assignment reliever Hector Neris. So we'll see how that all plays out. He could remain in the Angels organization, but he could also be claimed by one of the other 29 teams. Here's Bell at the plate. He takes the first one a little bit low for ball 1. It's 1 ball, no strikes.
Great block by Ohapi. Nobody on base, but fantastic. He went down and blocked that. Yeah, it's a good time to practice that.
Bell is popped out, and he's also lined out. He's 0 for 2. Next pitch, and he hits one high, and he hits it deep down the right side. Chasing down in that corner is Wade. He will make the catch right at the rim of the track. Not too far from the short wall down in that corner. The inning is over. The top of the 6th inning was presented by...
A lot of baseball fans have some familiarity with the T206 American Tobacco card set. Of course, features the famous Hannes Wagner card. What we have here are 3 cards from the lesser-known T205 set, which really was a successor to T206. T206 came out in 1909.
Summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, responding to Jim's long emails, leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC starting at $749.99 at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
Kevin Newman is the first batter for the Angels. First ball swinging. He lines a ball into left field. It was hit in between House and Abrams, the infielders on the left side, and rolls on out to James Wood. So the Angels' 9-hole hitter gets just the second Angel hit in the ball game against Soroka, and now the top of the order, Rengifo. Luis has a walk, and he's lined out, so he's 0 for 1. We're in the bottom of the 6th. It's being brought to you by United Airlines, a 1-1 ball game. First pitch, that's outside corner. That's a pitch in there for a strike. Just caught the corner. Soroka with the next pitch. That's outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Let's pause for station identification on Angels Radio. Also available on the Angels Radio app.
AM 830 KLAA, Orange County, Los Angeles, and Inland Empire.
Terry Smith, Mark Langston, our producer-engineer on this Saturday. Jorge Sevilla. And here's the pitch. That's lined down the right side. And a foul ball. Ball boy was down there trying to make the catch on that one.
Well, we've entered the 3rd time through the lineup, and this is where, again, Soroka's had kind of some issues. Opponent's hitting .314 against him, 3rd time through the lineup.
One and 2, the count on Rengifo. 2-hit night last night. He drove in a run. And the 2-strike pitch. That's way high.
His 6th inning ERA is 22.85. So he's had some issues in the 6th.
And we're in the 6th inning right now.
Yep. In 4 1/3, he's allowed 11 earned runs.
2-2 pitch. Whiter broke his bat, hits one back to the mound. The throw to second one, the relay to first, and that is going to be a double play. Angels are pondering a challenge on it. Rengifo got a slow start out of the batter's box there.
This one blows him up inside, and they just late because of that. That swing just jams him. A nice little one-hopper back to Soroka, and it turns out to be an easy double play.
Angels hitting into their second one of the night. 2 are gone. Shonowell is the batter, and here's the pitch. He rips one, but foul back to the seats on the right side. He was all over that pitch, turned and drilled it, but foul.
And here's the deal. When you pitch inside, that pitch, if you don't pull your hands in and rotate around, that's the only thing that can happen, is you're going to hit that ball hard, but foul.
Next delivery, and this is popped on the right side. The second baseman a few feet back on the outfield grass. Garcia puts it away. Inning started off promising with the single by Newman, but as it turns out, just
For only $44, get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks. For more info regarding the Friends and Family Fun Pack, call 714-4ANGELS or visit angels.com/funpack.
we get set for inning number 7. Ryan Zefferjohn gets ready. His 35th appearance of the year, ERA 4.45. So just 1 inning for Fermin, and the second Angel reliever of the night out there. And the first pitch on Brady House, that one missed for a ball, was a cutter. 1 ball, no strikes. House is 0 for 2 tonight, swings at the next pitch and lifts one in the air into right center. It's hit pretty well, but making the catch right near the rim of the track is Joe Adell. He's had a few putouts tonight. Easy play, although the ball was hit pretty good. That's out number 1. This top of the 7th, it's brought to you by Resorts World Las Vegas. Visit rwlasvegas.com to book your fabulous hotel stay. The hitter is Dalen Lyle. And here's the pitch. That's outside.
Fans, experience Angels baseball with your group of 20 or more. Get tickets for as low as $11 per seat. Call 714-4ANGELS or visit angels.com/groups.
Here's the 1-0 outside. 2 balls and no strikes. The Nationals are getting some action in their bullpen right now. So Soroka's night could be over. Here's the 2-0 pitch, and that's a little high. It's now 3-0. Here's the 3-0 delivery. And that pitch is going to be ball 4. A little bit of a delay there as far as the call.
I think Lyle must have thought that was a strike.
That is the first walk issued tonight by Angels pitching. Batter now is going to be the catcher, Riley Adams. Quite a contrast as far as games in this series. 15-9 was the score last night. There goes the runner at first. Pitches a strike. Throw to second. It's going to be late. And keeping his foot on the bag is the base stealer there, Lyle. That's only his second stolen base of the year.
Now the Nationals will run.
Counts 0-1 on the batter, Adams. So 1 out, runner in scoring position.
That stolen base is presented by Don Julio Tequila.
Even though just the second for Lyle, he's a pretty good base runner. He had 25 steals last year in the minors. Here's the pitch, and there's a ground ball, base hit through into left center field. They're going to wave the runner home, and he's going to score easily. Throw goes to second, overshooting the fielder there. Newman was Adele, but the ball backed up. But the Nationals have the go-ahead run on the board. They lead it 2-1.
Well, the walk, stolen base comes back to bite Zephyr John. This is a good at-bat, slider. And Adams, once again, boy. Angels can't get him out.
Yep. He's had back-to-back 2-hit nights, and he came into last night's game, his first at bat. He was 2 for 43. Here's the pitch. Little tapper fouled off over on the right side. And they had Keibert Ruiz as their #1 catcher when the season began, and he was struggling. And he has since gone down to the minors. He was primarily their #1 catcher a year ago, Ruiz. There's one that's fouled back on the right side, out of play.
Fans, join us for Throwback Week at the Big A. The first 25,000 fans on Friday, July 11th, will get a reversible bucket hat courtesy of Yakult Probiotic Drink. Visit angels.com/promotions.
Count on Jacob Young. It's 0-2. Angels got the first run in the game in the second, haven't scored since. Nationals a run in the fifth, now one in the seventh. They lead it for the first time in the ball game, and there's a 2-strike delivery, a fastball taken by Young, and he is out looking. That's out number 2.
Yes, fastball 98 painted on that outside corner.
C.J. Abrams, the batter, he got them on the scoreboard in the fifth inning with a 2-out homer. Left-handed batter, the pitch. Takes that one low. When the Angels step up in the bottom of the seventh, trailing for the first time tonight, Angels will have Trout, Ward, and Adele, and we'll see what the Nationals do pitching-wise. Here's the pitch. This is a shallow fly ball into left field. Waiting on it is Taylor Ward. He'll make the catch, and that is how the inning comes to an end. But a run for Washington. They'll take a 2-1 lead to the bottom of the seventh.
South side of Chicago, where are you at? This was the first time I got traded, but I was so excited to wear these pinstripes and be a South side of Chicago boy. This jersey right here is an all-star jersey. You can see on the back the all-stars and the all-star patch there. Being an all-star and being who I was called over there to be was something I was real proud of.
Well, this is a World Series card. Everybody said, you know, what's it going to be to pitch against Sandy Koufax, who's a dominant pitcher. I said, I hope I don't embarrass myself. And I didn't. You know, pitched my first shutout ever. We won 6-0, and my parents were there. My mom was afraid of heights, so she was in the upper deck. She had to come down and trade seats with somebody so she could actually watch her 20-year-old son pitch a shutout in the World Series.
.com/Harry Potter to get your seats today.
New pitcher for the Nationals as they go to the bullpen for the first time. This is Zach Brisky. We saw him last night. Call to the bullpen presented by Coca-Cola, refreshment for the Halos. We'll give you the numbers on Soroka, their starter, in just a moment. Batter for the Angels, Mike Trout, first pitch. He takes it's in there for a called strike, first pitch curveball.
Mike Trout steps up to the plate. He's got 21 walks here in the month of June. That is tied for second in the majors. And the Trout Tracker is presented by State Farm.
And here's the pitch. He lifts this one high in the air. This ball's well hit. It's carrying deep, and it is Trout here. Mike Trout blasts that one into the Angels bullpen out there, and just like that, an answer back run, and we're tied at 2.
You and I were both talking in between innings. Soroka, there was nothing that was saying that Soroka should come out of this game. The Nationals make the change and immediately pay the price. Trout ties this game up.
Home run number 13 of the year for Mike Trout. Tail the tape 400 feet out there to left field. Batter now is Taylor Ward. He's scored the other Angel run in the ball game, and the first pitch. That's pitch in there for a called strike. The bottom of the 7th. It's being brought to you by StubHub. So Risky is the pitcher of record now. Soroka had a chance to be the winner had they held on to the lead, but that did not happen. And here's the next one on Ward. The numbers on Michael Soroka: 86 pitches, 50 for strikes, 6 innings, just 2 hits allowed. 1 run, it was earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, and he hit a batter. Here's the next pitch, and that one misses. 2-1 is the count on Taylor Ward.
And Soroka had not gone more than 6 innings in any of his starts this year, but this is one of those that the eyeball test was saying he was pretty good. The Angels had not figured him out.
Here's one. It's drilled down the left side. That's a fair ball. It's going to bounce off the short wall. Headed for second is Taylor Ward. He's going to get there just very easily, almost walking to second. They didn't even have anyone covering the bag. And the Angels now have the potential go-ahead runner at second base with no outs, and the batter will be Joe Adell.
And just like that, boy, the Angels getting to that bullpen, and the bullpen has been a struggle. We saw it. It was good last night against the Angels, but it came into this game. They were 29th in the majors as far as ERA.
Yeah, Brisky came in last night. He worked the bottom of the 9th, but he was working with a 6-run lead, and he retired 3 in a row.
Van 7th inning stretch is presented by JMG Security Systems. Also experience Angels baseball with the Friends and Family Fun Pack. For only $44, get 4 tickets, 4 hot dogs, and 4 soft drinks. Call 714-4ANGELS or visit angels.com/funpack. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach for the Nationals.
He gets back to his dugout.
This is one of those that you got a starter that's flat out dealing. Go to the bullpen, and you never know what you're going to get sometimes out of when that bullpen door opens.
Pitch on Adell. That's a line shot single into center field. Let's see what the Angels will do. They will hold Ward at third once he gets there. Runners at the corners. Still no outs. Trout got things going in this inning. We've had a homer, double, and now single, and runners at the corners. And O'Hoppe will be the next batter.
Yeah, Taylor Ward got a pretty good jump there at second base. Slight hesitation.
O'Hoppe is probably going to face a new pitcher.
He is going to.
Martinez is out there after the pitching coach had just been out there, the batter before. So that'll do it for Brisky. He didn't retire anyone, gave up 3 hits. And he will leave, and we'll see who they bring in to take over for him. We have a break in the action here in the bottom of the 7th.
Wow. Old school D-backs jersey. This was our alternate jersey that we wore on Saturdays. I was the first team to wear the new colors. They called it Sedona Red. Don't mess up that color. Every time I wore this jersey, I would wear the high socks, black jersey, black hat. I just thought it was a really smooth look, and this is one that I'll never forget.
Angel fans, get 2 tickets and $20 in food and beverage credit with the Let's Eat bundle. Visit angels.com/Let's Eat to pick your game and get 2 tickets plus $20 for food. Purchase your bundle at angels.com/Let's Eat.
New pitcher for the Nationals is Eduardo Salazar. Batter is Logan O'Hoppe. Everyone is ready, and here's the first pitch from the Venezuelan, and that one is in there for a called strike. Salazar, 27 years old. He was in 26 games a year ago. He was with the Dodgers, and then he was later claimed off the waiver wire by Washington. There's a pitch in there, and the count goes to 0-2. Salazar has really struggled this year. ERA is 8.17 in 26 relief appearances. Next delivery, that's outside, and it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Right-hander is ready. A hit means a run. It would give the Angels the lead. There's a grounder foul over on the third base side. That had the lead runner over there, Taylor Ward, jumping, and Bo Porter, the third base coach, jumping as that was headed towards him as well.
2 different fastballs, sinker, four-seamer, and a slider.
Next one on O'Hoppe. That's low and outside. Angels 2 runs, 5 hits. Nationals 2 runs, 6 hits. The Angels came into this 7th inning with only 2 hits and 1 run, but have tied it and have a real good chance to get the lead back in this ball game. The pitch, that's fouled off. Angels scored the first run in the game in the bottom of the 2nd. Salazar's a guy who's moved around. Mentioned Dodgers and Nationals last year. He was in the Seattle organization. He originally signed with the Reds. And here's the next pitch, and a swing and a miss. So Hoppe goes after that one, and that was a sinker. Struck him out, one away.
Again, this sinker's 93, and it's thrown right by Logan O'Hoppe. This is almost in the glove. By the time he gets the swing off, he's just sitting on that slider.
So Zach Neto came out into the on-deck circle, and he's going to pinch hit for Wade. We were wondering if Neto was going to be in the starting lineup, and the Angels did not post their starting lineup at the time they normally do. In fact, we didn't get the Angels lineup until maybe less than 2 hours away from game time tonight. So Neto didn't get in the starting lineup, but he certainly has a chance to impact this game right here. Saw him as a pinch hitter last night.
Yeah, he took a lot of early BP today, and that's what we were thinking that they were going to check on him.
Here's the pitch on Neto. That's way inside. It misses for ball 1.
And that's the spot they got him last night on a fastball in off the plate. It immediately pushed him off the plate on that first pitch.
Lamont Wade Jr. in tonight's ball game. He was 0 for 2, and there's Neto chasing that pitch, and the count's even. It's now 1 ball, 1 strike. Neto is 1 for 3 as a pinch hitter. The one hit a home run as a pinch hitter. Takes that one for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. After Neto waiting on deck for the Angels, Christian Moore. Counts 2-1, and now Neto backs out of the batter's box. Salazar was taking a peek at the base runner over at first base, Joe Adell. Runners at the corners, one away. 2-2 here in the bottom of the 7th. Next pitch, and this is popped up infield. An easy play for the second baseman who's on the dirt. Garcia makes the catch on it, and Neto is retired. So now the Angels have 2 outs here in this inning, and Moore will be the next batter.
And again, Bo Porter held up Taylor Ward on that base hit by Joe Adell, thinking that we're about to have a big inning, don't run yourself out of it, and now Taylor Ward's still standing at third base, 2 outs, so they need a big 2-out hit from Christian Moore.
And Neto, the last 2 nights as a pinch hitter, he's just looked a little anxious at the plate.
Yep.
Here's Moore. We'll see if he can deliver. And here's the pitch. That one misses low. He's had some timely late inning hits for the Angels in the brief time he's been with the club. See if he can do it again. Salazar's pitch on Moore. Big cut at that one and comes up empty on that fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Christian Moore playing in his 15th game with the Angels.
James,
3 homers.
James Wood, the left fielder, he's playing in left center field.
1-1 pitch. Pop back foul. It's going to get back and out of play. It's now 1-2.
Jacob Young, the center fielder, click over towards right. We think that the outfield for sure is going to go the other direction. Fans, join us for Throwback Week. The first 25,000 fans on Saturday, July 12th, will receive a long-sleeve shirt courtesy of Miller's Children's and Women's Hospital. Visit angels.com/promotions.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Here's the pitch, and there's a ground ball on the left side. That's an RBI hit. Moore comes through. Ward scores, and the Angels get the lead back in this ball game, up 3-2. Christian Moore, the rookie, comes through.
He gets another fastball. All fastballs in this at-bat, and this one is up in the zone, and boy, he buggy whips it, gets that bat right through the zone quickly, hits it hard through that hole on the left side. Big 2-out hit for Christian Moore. You're right. He's got a fancy for the big moment.
He does. Batter now is Kevin Newman with runners at first and second. 2-run inning. The Angels can get more, and the pitch. And that is in there for a called strike. 0-1 is the count. Moore, who just got that RBI single, he's had 9 hits, and he's driven in 7 runs with those 9 hits. The pitch, that's low and away. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count. 39,622. Here's the next pitch. That's a chase and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The attendance tonight here at Angel Stadium, 39,622. 39,622. Salazar ready, and the 1-2 pitch. That's low. Ball skipped away from the catcher. Adams quickly retrieves it just outside the batter's circle. No advancement by the lead base runner, Joe Adell.
Really nice job by Adams. This one squirts away, but he gets to it so quickly, and you've got good speed on the bases with Adell and Christian Moore at first, so plenty of speed.
Here's the delivery again, and this one's fouled straight back to the screen behind the plate. pitcher record in this ball game for the Nationals, Zach Brisky, and for the Angels, Ryan Zefferjohn. Here's the pitch. This is hit well down the left field side. Let's see how far it's going to carry down there. It is out of here! A home run! Kevin Newman, that's his first home run as an Angel, and that is huge right there. A 3-run shot. Angels have a 6-2 lead. The 9-hole hitter delivers.
Way to go, Kevin Newman. Picks a perfect moment to get his first home run as a halo. This is a hanging slider that he jumps on it. Right out of the gate, the only question was it going to stay fair, and it just stays fair down that left field corner.
372, the tail of the tape on that one. And that might be a little generous because that was close to the pole, and it's 330 down in that corner there. 1 ball and no strikes to count on Rengifo. Boy, they took out Soroka, and have they been burned in this inning?
Oh, yeah.
Here's the pitch.
Yeah, none of that made sense. None of it.
And you bring in a guy who's pitching now with an 8 ERA, and we're seeing him pitch that way.
Exactly.
Here's the 2-0 pitch. Lifted down the left side. That's down in the corner, but foul down there. That had home run distance. Wasn't hit all that high at all. And just a little bit to the left of the left field foul pole.
Fans, catch your Angels on FanDuel Sports Network. Stream now at FanDuelSportsNetwork.com.
Each of the relievers they've used after Soroka left the game, giving up 2 hits and 1 run. Each of the relievers in this inning have given up a home run. And here's the 2-1 pitch. That is inside.
And I know the numbers dictate you got to make that move. But my eyeballs were telling me something different.
Yep. Here's the next one on Rengifo. This is hit well out into left center field. Couple outfielders chasing, and no one's going to be able to get to it. It bangs off the wall. Rengifo will make a turn at second, and he will hold there with a double. Another hit in the inning for the Angels. And Shotwell will be the next batter. He's going to be the 9th hitter in the inning.
Now we're starting to see Rengifo's bat start to heat up.
He had 2 hits last night. He's had a walk and now a double tonight. And he's been filling in as the leadoff man for Zach Neto. He's done a nice job in that role here in this series.
Came into this game hitting .280 on this homestand.
Here is Shotwell at the plate, and the pitch on him a little bit low. Took the Angels a few innings to get the offense going, but things look good here in this 7th inning, a 5 spot, and the Angels up by 4. And the pitch, that's outside, and it's 2-0. They do have more action in their bullpen.
Well, this reminds me a lot of the Red Sox game where Garrett Crochet was really good. 7 shutout innings against the Angels. Angels couldn't do anything. They went to the bullpen, and the Angels really went to work from that point on.
Yep. 2-0 on Shotwell. Next pitch takes it high. If Shotwell gets on, you would think that would be it for Salazar. He certainly hasn't shown an ability to get people out since he's come in. Giving up 3 straight 2-out hits now in this inning. And the next pitch, and there's a walk.
For Davey Martinez, the manager for the Washington Nationals, this is completely backfired, and he is on his way out once again. Going to go to that bullpen.
Mike Trout will be the batter when we get back, and he led the inning off with a home run. Angels are up 6-2. Another pitching change for the Nationals here in the 7th. We'll be back with more Angels baseball in a moment on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
Attention Angels fans, get ready to level up your game day experience. Bandai Namco has teamed up with Angels Baseball to bring you the Level Up Arcade in the right field pavilion at Angel Stadium. Step into an interactive arcade with classic video.
That's my security right there. That's the bad one, Roscoe Pico train.
Major League Baseball wanted to start doing something with the players and their dogs.
Which one's the dog?
I was undecided on whether to do a dog card or not, but my wife pushed me in the back and she wanted a famous dog, so she told me to do it.
Throwback bucket hat courtesy of Yakult Probiotic Drink. Visit angels.com/promotions for more info.
Mike Trout will be the batter for the Angels. The Nationals using their third different pitcher in this inning. And the new pitcher is Ryan Ludus. And he was claimed by the Nationals from the Dodgers last month, the pitch. That's a little bit outside. 1 ball, no strikes. He was with the St. Louis Cardinals for just 3 games a year ago. Got called up to the Nationals 2 weeks ago. And here's the next one on Trout. That's inside. It misses for a ball. 2 balls and no strikes. Ludus was in 2 games for the Dodgers, and this is his 6th game with the Nationals. Here's the pitch, and that one is in there for a called strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. He was a player who was undrafted, signed with the St. Louis Cardinals back in 2021. Big right-hander in the next pitch. That's in there for a called strike. 2-2 on Trout.
Oh, Trout did not like that one. That one might have been off the inside corner.
26-year-old right-hander on the mound. 6'5", 240. Trout with his second at bat here in the 7th inning. Homered his first time up in the inning. Here's the next pitch. And boy, that one almost hit him. It was way inside.
Yeah, well, that's the athletic ability that Mike Trout has to get out of the way of that one.
So Trout has worked a full count. And he homered in this inning. His first hit of the night. Here's the pitch. And that one is inside, ball 4. Bases are loaded. Inning isn't over yet. Angels will send their 11th batter to the plate in the inning.
And the Angels had Reed Detmers up, but now Brock Burke is beginning to throw now that Angels have opened this game up.
Taylor Ward is the batter. He's doubled in this inning and scored a run. Here's the pitch. That's low and outside, and Ludus has to throw strikes here. A walk would force in a run. One ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch, and that had Ward moving off the plate. That was inside. It misses. It's a slider.
7 pitches for Ludus, and actually 8 pitches, I should say. 6 of them out of the strike zone, only 2 in the strike zone.
This has been another answer back inning for the Angels. Here's the pitch, and that's outside, and now it's 3-0 with the bases loaded.
Yeah, the Angels, third best in the majors at answering back, came into this game 36% of the time when their opponent scores, they've answered back.
Angels were trailing 2-1 when this bottom of the 7th began. 3-0 the count. Here's the next pitch, and that's nowhere close. He walks in a run. So Ludus has come in and walked the 2 batters that he's faced, and he really hasn't been close on the majority of his pitches. And Hifo scores.
Well, the Nationals are wearing out a path to the mound right now. Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, now back out. I think we've seen him 3 times this inning and seen Dave Martinez 3 times this inning.
The batter will be Joe Adell. He's singled and scored in this inning. Adell will be the 12th batter in the inning.
Angels 3 2-out runs. A huge 2-out hit by Christian Moore. It looked like the Angels' golden opportunity was disappearing, and Christian Moore picks up the Angels, and then Kevin Newman, first home run of the season, a big one, a 3-run blast.
So the meeting at the mound is over. Bases still loaded with 2 outs. The pitch outside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's in there for a called strike. That's just the 3rd strike for Ludus out of the 12 pitches that he's thrown.
That was right down the middle, but you've got to take it. You've got to make him come in that strike zone.
Here's the next delivery, and that is inside. Slider missed.
Yeah, his slider, he has missed off the inside part every time. He's not finishing it.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Nowhere close. Way inside. 3-1.
Well, we're getting to see what last night Nationals bullpen was sensational, and tonight you get to see why they're the 29th best bullpen in the majors.
Counts 3-1 on Adell. Walk would force in another run. He chases that one and misses that pitch. That was a fastball, so now it's a full count. Adell has already had a 2-hit night.
Yeah, the Nationals, more action in their bullpen.
2 teams will be back at it tomorrow, the day game. And the Angels will be off on Monday and on the road in Atlanta on Tuesday. The pitch, broken bat grounder, softly hit to short, fielded by the shortstop Abrams. He'll throw out Adell, and that's how the inning will end. Angels have a big inning, though. Come up with a 6th spot in the inning. The Angels have a 7-2 lead as we get ready to go to inning number 8 on Angels Radio. Also,
so this is MLB Network Talent Stars.
Okay.
The stars of MLB Network. Can I trade a pack of these for a signed Lawrence Shahadi card?
How about we do a little bit of both? Money, a little trade.
Will you open it up and see if you like it?
They're really nice.
If I sign it, does that equal the Lawrence Shahadi 20?
All right.
Do we have a good trade?
We have a good trade. Thank you so much. That was fun.
Nice doing business with you.
Heritage to receive their special jersey.
New pitcher for the Angels will be Reed Detmers. He takes over for Ryan Zephyr-John. Zephyr-John worked the top of the 7th inning, and he gave up a hit, also a run. It was earned. He walked one, and he also struck out one. So Detmer's the new pitcher, and he faces James Wood, lefty-lefty matchup, pitch in there for a called strike. The first 3 all left-handed hitters here to go against Detmers, and the next pitch, and that's in there, a called strike. Gave him a slider. It's 0-2 on Wood. The top of the 8th inning. Angels are up 7-2. It's being presented by Nike. And here's a pitch, little low and away for a ball. Woods had a 1-for-3 night. And here's the next pitch. And that's a base hit. One hopper through the left side of the infield. It's going to roll on out to Taylor Ward. And that is another hit for Wood, his 2nd of the night. Leads things off for the Nationals with a single in the 8th. And Luis Garcia Jr. will be the next batter.
Now that is a good at-bat. Fastball in that outer half. And James Wood stays right on it. Goes that way with it. He's been impressive.
Yep. Young player, only 22 years old. The Angels have Gustavo Campero now playing in right field as the Angels pinched hit for Lamont Wade last inning. Neto batted for him and popped out, and Campero hit out of Wade's number 7 spot in the batting order. Here's the pitch on its way. That one misses for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike on Garcia. Angels 7 runs on 8 hits. The Nationals 2 runs on 7 hits. Here's the next pitch. A swing and a miss. Slider, and the count goes to 1-2.
That's filthy right there. That's 90 miles an hour, and it looks like a fastball all the way to the plate, and then it drops so fast. That tight spin that Detmer's got.
Angels playing Garcia to hit the opposite way, and the next pitch on the lefty batter, that was low. It rolled away from O'Hoppe, quickly retrieved it though. 2-2 is the count.
And again, Detmer's last appearance against the Red Sox on Tuesday gives up that unearned run.
Here's one. It's bounced right near short. This looks like an easy double play, and it will be fielded there by Newman right next to the bag. He put his foot on the bag and then throws the first, and the base runner Wood only got to about halfway to second base and dropped down.
Yep, nobody's turned more double plays in the majors this year than the Angels.
It's the Angels' first one tonight, and it goes 6-3, so 2 are gone. Nathaniel Lowe at the plate takes strike 1. Bottom of the inning, the Angels will have O'Hoppe, Campero, and Moore, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 2 in the slider.
Two really good sliders in this at-bat. We've seen Reed Detmers really utilize that curveball also. It's been another big part of his weapons, just the good power fastball, that hard slider, and that good curveball.
2-strike delivery, that's outside.
That's 98.
Angels outfielders playing Lowe, a left-handed batter, the same way they were playing Garcia, way to the opposite field. There's one that's outside. Misses for a ball. 2-2 is the count.
Fans, join your halos throughout the season with our Heritage-themed packages. Each ticket package includes customized jersey along with the ticket to a game when purchased through the angels.com/heritage.
2-2 pitch. Just got a piece of that one, fouling it back behind the plate.
was the good curveball.
Angel bats have come to life in this series. 16 runs in the first 2 games against the Nationals, with 1 more to be played. Here's the next delivery, a little bit high.
And they're still down by 1 in the overall scoring. Nationals with 15 on the board last night.
Here's the payoff pitch, and he walked him. Didn't want to do that, but Lowe is on for the 3rd time in this ball game. 2-out walk. Josh Bell will be the next batter, and switch hitter. He'll bat from the right side. Bell tonight has hit the ball in the air all 3 times, 0 for 3. Here's Detmer's first pitch to him. He takes it. It's in there for a called strike.
Angels this year 10-9 in interleague play. And the Nationals are 10-9.
Next pitch, that's lined down the left field side, and that is a fair ball. It's going to roll all the way down in the corner. Just getting to it is Ward. They're going to have runners at 2nd and 3rd on that 2-out double off the bat of Bell. So Detmer's having the luxury of that ball turned into a double play behind him, or he could be in a lot more trouble here. He's given up 2 hits and a walk against the 4 batters he's faced, and Harry Enright, the pitching coach, is headed out to the mound.
Fans, Angels up 7-2 here in the top of the 8th inning. The score update is presented by OC Navigator. Visit ocnavigator.org for mental health resources.
Home plate umpire Nick Marley going out to break up the meeting. Batter Detmers will face will be the 3rd baseman Brady House. He had a couple hits last night, drove in a couple of runs. Tonight he's gone 0 for 3. Another one of their young players, only 22 years old, began the year in AAA, was hitting over 300 when they called him up. Here's the pitch. Swings and misses the first pitch curveball. Detmers can have a scoreless inning if he hits House here. A hit could bring in 2 and tighten up this game a little bit. Here's the pitch. That's inside. Angels up 7-2 here in the 8th.
Trying to gain some ground, not only in the AL West, but the wild card. The Mariners went down today.
There's one that's fouled off, out of play. Astros went down today. Yeah. Texas and the A's winning their games. Angels trying to get back to the 500 mark with a victory here tonight. 1-2 pitch. That's bounced off the glove of Detmers. He catches it, throws, and fires the first base. The inning is over. Ball hit off the glove of Detmers, but went right up in the air, came right back down in his glove, and then he fired that.
A snack that Freddie cannot resist.
I would have to say chips and guacamole. Organic mango, yep.
Is that because of the strong Dominican contingent in the major leagues, bro? Has anybody ever struck out and gone crazy and smashed the cooler full of mangoes?
Nah, our team's not really into smashing each other's stuff, I guess.
Are you a seasoning guy? You like to drown your stuff in dips and sauces?
No. Gotta watch my figure.
And it looks great, brother.
I appreciate it.
Very sexy man. Yeah, let's go, Freddie Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
The beauty of this jersey is the feel, the texture, the thin, the stitching is heavy, so you kind of feel that jersey that was very heavy. Check it out, the last name and the number, they have a little glitter on them, so they kind of stack up. It just feels right. I had some really cool cleats to go with it. The way it gets dirty when you slide, it just kind of like rubs off on that glitter. It's really, really cool.
An impromptu dance party. Or finding a new dinner recipe that the whole family loves. The crisp, clean taste of Dasani was made for all of life's thirst-worthy moments. Dasani, because life happens between sips.
Enjoy amazing moments by your Halos in 2025 from the comfort of a suite at the Big A. Entertain guests with all-inclusive packages. For more info, call 714-4ANGELS or visit angels.com/suites.
We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, and Jackson Rutledge is on the mound, and the first pitch on Logan O'Hoppe takes that one for ball 1. Rutledge, their 5th pitcher of the night. Here's the next delivery, and that one misses high. 2 balls and no strikes. Rutledge goes 6'8", close to 260 pounds. And the next delivery, that's on the outside corner for a called strike. They have a lot of big pitchers on their roster, and this guy's the biggest one of the group, 6'8". 2-1 delivery. Hit on a bounce to third. Stopped there by House. His throw is in time, and retired is O'Hoppe. So O'Hoppe 0 for 4 tonight. Batter now will be Gustavo Campero. This will be his first time up this evening. Switch hitter who'll bat from the left side against the big right-hander. Rutledge ready, and he was about ready to release that pitch, and then the catcher asked for time to go out to the mound and had a quick word with him.
Angels have Sam Bachman getting loose.
That meeting at the mound wraps up. Campero hitting 176, and here's the pitch from Rutledge. That's high and away. This is game number 27 of the year for Rutledge, all in relief. 1 win, 1 loss, ERA high 5.94. And here's the next pitch, taken for a called strike. 1-1 is the count. This bottom of the 8th inning, it's being presented tonight by Farmers and Merchants Bank. Pitch is low, ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike.
I'd like to see Campero get hot like he has at the minor league level.
Here's the next delivery, and that's a chase and a miss. Counts level. Rutledge, who's on the mound, mentioned how big he is, 6'8". He's a former first-round pick of the Nationals. That was back in 2019, 17th selection overall. And here's his next delivery, and this is lifted high in the air. This ball is carrying deep out there into right field, and you can kiss it goodbye. He granted your wish, Mark Langston.
Well, the power side of it is not what you're looking for from Campero, but you'll take it. This is a fastball. He's ready for it. He is a really good hitter, and it's nice to see him put it together in this at-bat. This fastball catches a lot of the plate and doesn't miss it. This is 97, top shelf. Went up and got it.
414, the tail of the tape. That's Campero's first homer of the season. He hit 1 last year for the Angels.
Yeah, he had 2 home runs at AAA Salt Lake this year.
Christian Moore at the plate, and he takes that one for a ball. Another Angel homer in this ball game. 3 of them tonight, at 3 last night. 8-2 Halos. Next pitch, that's fouled back behind home.
Yeah, that was a really nice swing. Get a chance to look out on monitor again, and he just got that barrel out. 97.
Next pitch, and this is bounced by the mound. It's out near second, stopped by Garcia. The second baseman will throw to first and get Christian Moore. That'll be the second out. Kevin Newman, who's had one of the Angel homers tonight, and he got it last inning. He will be the next batter.
Yeah, for Kevin Newman, and first home run as a Halo. Perfect moment. That really gave the breathing room the Angels were looking for.
There's a pitch that is low. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the next pitch, and that's inside. It misses for a ball. Don't forget to join us after the game for Angels Recap. Trent Rush will have that for you. We'll be taking your telephone calls, answering your posts on X. Look at the out-of-town scoreboard, some of the play-by-play highlights. That's all coming up right after tonight's ball game. And let's pause for station identification here on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
AM 830, KLAA, Orange County, Los Angeles, and Inland Empire.
3-0 pitch. That's a called strike that caught the outside corner. Fastball, a sinker there at 95. 2-hit night for Newman tonight, including the homer, and he bounces one off the side of the mound. It's fielded by the shortstop, and the throw by Abrams will get him, and that's how the inning ends. 6-3 ground out. We'll head to the 9th. The Angels on the top, lead it 8-2 on Angels Radio, also available on the Angels Radio app.
Angels fans,
man, these seats.
I know, right? Thank you, Game Time.
Easiest way to find only the best deals on the best seats. I wonder how the other guys are doing.
These seats are trash. What the heck, man? I spent hours finding a deal on these. Trash.
Oof. Finding seats for prices this good is tough.
They should have used Game Time. No more endless searching. Just great options at incredible prices with their Game Time picks.
What time is it?
Game Time.
So Rockies is really like where my major league career really took off. You know, it was a special time in my life, 7 years with the team. And this jersey in particular, 2018 postseason patch on it here. So I've always kept all these jerseys with the patch on them because that's what it's all about, is getting to the playoffs and trying to win the championship. You know, the black jersey with the cutoff, not a lot of teams rock the cutoff anymore, but this is a jersey we wore all the time in Colorado.
I was so inspired by what you were making that I want to do my own all-star ballpark bite, but I'm thinking we take some of that brisket that you make, and I'm going to do like a little slider. Got the pepper jack cheese, some American, get it going with some of the barbecue sauce that you have, that spicy, delicious one, and then caramelized onions. Make like a little sandwich. We cool?
Sound like a plan.
I think we did good.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thanks, Chef.
Pitcher for the Angels will be Sam Bachman. This will be his 7th appearance, 1-1 record, 2.57 ERA. So Bachman looking to get the final 3 outs. Pitched an inning last night, gave up a run, and there's a ground ball base hit off the bat of Dalen Lyle. It bounces on out to Campero in right field. First pitch and a single. That's the first hit of the night for Lyle. Bachman replacing Reed Detmers, who gave up a couple of hits last inning but no runs. Walked the batter. And the hitter now is Riley Adams, the catcher.
And Sam Bachman ended up throwing 19 pitches last night.
Here's the pitch. First one in there on Adams for strike one.
Angels got to figure out how to get Adams out. Didn't think we'd have to say that at the beginning of this series.
Exactly, yeah. 2 hits in each of the 2 games. Runner goes, ground ball hit to third. No chance to get a throw to second, so across the diamond, the throw by Rengifo in time to get the catcher running, Riley Adams. Runner at second. One away on the 5-3 ground out. The 9-hole hitter, Jacob Young, will be the next batter.
Yeah, what a great job. Boy, big turnaround for the Angels on the pitching side of it. Certainly maybe they wore out the Washington Nationals last night. Pitching really on point.
There's a ground ball that's hit behind second. It's fielded by Newman, and he gets the throw there in time. That's a real nice play by Kevin Newman, who's had a big night tonight. He went ranging to his left. Stopped that ball actually on the outfield grass behind second base.
I'm shocked at how much he got on this throw. He didn't have time to really load the backside at all. He just gets it and whips it over there. Plenty on it to get the out. And Jacob Young is not a slow guy. He can run.
So one more out to go. Here's the pitch. And it's a swing and a miss by C.J. Abrams for strike one. Here's the next pitch. And that one, borderline pitch, missed for a ball. Gave him a slider there. Here's the pitch on its way. That one's fouled off on the left side, and the count now goes to 1-2, and they're down to their final strike in this ball game. 8-2 Angels. One more out to go. Everyone is ready, and here's the 2-strike pitch. This is lined into right center field. Campero on the warning track, he makes the catch, and the ball game is over. Abrams gave it a good ride, hit it out to the track. The Angels come away with the victory tonight as they beat the Nationals by the final of 8-2. Another night where the Angels offense was solid. Angels in the 2 games here have scored 17 runs. The top of the 9th inning, it was brought to you by the Vita Coco Company. As the Angels post the victory, and Mark even up this series at a win apiece.
Yeah, a big 7th inning for the Angels, and Christian Moore with a big hit in that 7th inning. Mike Trout ends up hitting that home run, and everything just clicked in that 7th inning. And it just looked like the Angels, they had a golden opportunity to put some runs on the board. They end up holding Taylor Ward at third base, and the next thing you know, there's 2 outs on the board. And you're thinking, oh no, Christian Moore with the big hit, and then Kevin Newman, 3-run home run, his first home run as a Halo. That just opened the door. It gave the Angels the breathing room. They put some more runs on the board.